Hello students, in this video also we will continue with chapter number 1 of economics. Today's first topic deals with economic activity and non-economic activity, but before that a little bit of introduction. Now, we perform many different activities in a day. For example, watching the video, which you are doing right now, watching TV, chatting with family members, eating food, etc. But all these activities are not subject matter of economics. They are not part of economics. Economics studies only economic activities. So, it is important for us to understand the meaning of economic activity. First, we start with the meaning of economic activity. Now, activity performed with the purpose of getting economic benefits in the form of incomes, involving exchange of goods, services, and or factors, as well as involving cost, is called economic activity. To be very simple and easy, any activity that is performed in order to gain something, especially in the terms of money. Over here the exchange is also involved, then it is said to be economic activity. The important aspect about an economic activity pertain to purpose of making economic gains. Over here the main reason of economic activity is to gain something, economic gain, monetary gain, satisfaction of some want, and involvement of exchange and cost. Satisfaction of a want. For example, if I am going at a shop and buying a dress, then my want of a dress will be satisfied, and over here I will have to pay for it. So there is involvement of cost and there is exchange of dress with money. So over here there is involvement of everything: satisfaction of my want, the cost, and exchange. Now we move on to the examples of economic activity. The very first example is doctor treating his or her patient, eating in a restaurant, so that satisfies my need of eating in a restaurant and I'm supposed to pay for it. So I'm incurring the expenses. The human requirement, we all know, are unlimited. Activity for fulfillment of requirement through a transaction involves cost and benefits. Yes, over here, cost and benefits both are involved. So it is called economic activity. Now, everyone performs such kind of activity. For example, the lawyers, teachers, doctors, singers, government, etc. Now, another example that will clarify the meaning in a better way, that is related to chain of activity. Now, suppose a lawyer wants to purchase an AC, air conditioner. So, he will provide his services to the clients, earn money from them, and then he'll go to electronic shop to buy AC. So in this way his want of AC will be fulfilled by paying the cost, and then that shopkeeper will be able to earn from him, and from that earning, from that income, he will be able to spend that amount to fulfill his wants. So in this way the chain of economic activity goes on. Students, Now we move on to the meaning of non-economic activity. Activity which is performed without the specific purpose of obtaining economic gains is called non-economic activity. Over here, there are no economic gains included in non-economic activity. It does not involve exchange of benefits on both the sides of the transaction. Over here, there is no benefit included. For example, charity activity or activities done which are done out of love, affection, compassion, etc. Another example of it is mother teaching her daughter or helping her in finishing her homework. Now these activities involve cost, but these costs are not incurred to get monetary economic benefits in exchange. Now over here, the one who is doing the charity work, so the cost is involved for him because he is paying, but in return he won't gain anything. I hope I am clear to you with both the different definitions. Now we move on to our next topic, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. Now economic analysis is done to study individual economic units as well as the study of economy as a whole. Hence, the purpose of analysis, the entire study of economics is classified into microeconomics and macroeconomics. So, to be very simple, the entire study of economics is classified into two. The first one is microeconomics and the second one is macroeconomics. Now we first start with the microeconomics. Now microeconomics is the study, it is the analysis of individual units of economy. It deals with single unit. It studies the rational behavior of individual units. It studies the behavior of individual units. Microeconomics studies the behavior of individual units of the economy, and microeconomics analysis uses the principles of marginalism to analyze how individual units make decisions. Now, first we need to understand the meaning of the term marginalism. Marginalism means one extra unit, one additional unit. For example, a firm decides to produce one additional unit, then what will be the cost involved for that one additional unit? Accordingly, that firm will decide whether to produce or not to produce. So over here, microeconomics is studying individual unit. The example of it is subject of price determination of a product in a market. The next example is wage determination of labor as a factor of production. Microeconomics has a set scientific principles showing behavior of individual units. Yes, over here also there are set principles which will tell us about the behavior of individual units. Now we move on to macroeconomics. Macroeconomics studies issues which emerge from the entire economic setup and impact the entire economic setup. Over here, the study is involved which is related to the entire economy, the entire country. For example, determination of national income, unemployment, poverty, inflation, etc. Macroeconomics analysis has helped to give principles for resource management to increase national income, reduce unemployment, poverty, inflation, and so on. Yes, macroeconomic analysis is helpful to the policy makers. Over here, they can decide the ways by which they can increase a country's, a nation's income, reduce unemployment, reduce the poverty. Students, I hope I am clear to you with both the topics. Now we move on to our last topic for today's video, that is presentation of information, that is data in economics. Now in economics, the data can be presented in three different ways. The very first one is descriptive manner. The second is by the way of data tables. The third one is by the way of graphs or diagrams. Now we first start with the descriptive manner. Now the example is related to price of a commodity and demand. The description of relationship between price of a commodity and its demand is stated as when price of a commodity falls, its demand expands and vice versa. It means when the price of commodity will reduce, the demand will expand. Vice versa means yes, when the price of commodity will increase, the demand will contract. Over here, the another example of it is when the price of commodity falls, the supply will contract and vice versa. Now the same can be presented in the form of table, which is on your screen. If you see, the price over here is falling from 20 to 15 to 10 to 5, and the demand for a commodity by individual in units is increasing from 20 to 40 to 60 to 80. So over here the table also represents the same fact that as price of commodity falls, its demand expands. The same data can be presented in the form of diagram. Over here, as you can see on the screen, there are x-axis and y-axis. X-axis represents the demand in units, whereas the y-axis represents price in rupees. The same thing is presented, which says that as the price is falling, the demand is expanding. You can see it with the help of dots. It is mentioned in the diagram. Now this curve slopes downward from left to right, showing that when price of a commodity falls, the demand for that commodity extends. Now, economics studies relationship between various economic parameters, and hence a cause and effect relationship can be expressed by way of such graphs and diagrams. Yes, over here a cause and effect relationship can be easily expressed. Now over here, if we see, the cost is price and the price is affecting the demand. As the price is reducing, the demand is expanding. So students, I hope I am clear with all our today's topics. We will continue with the same chapter. Till that time, take care of yourself. Thank you.